Well, welcome back, everyone. We've got attorney Greg Remmenga joining us live in the studio this afternoon. We're sort of talking, and this kind of caught me off guard, but just how important seatbelts are when it comes to a legal case.
Well, of course we need to have our seatbelts on.
Right.
The number one priority is that we need to keep our seatbelts on to try to protect ourselves, try to save lives, try to not have such great injuries. But the law tries to encourage you to do this because if you don't wear a seatbelt, you can go after your medical benefits, you can go after wage loss, but you are not entitled to recover anything for the pain and suffering and the loss of enjoyment of life. So it can substantially affect your legal case if you choose not to have a seatbelt.
Now that's incredible because you talk about, if somebody gets into an accident and they're not wearing a seatbelt, as you mentioned, head injuries, neck injuries, you can have some pretty prolonged, impacts of that on you well after, the initial accident.
And that's where the pain and suffering would be greater for those type of people, because if you have long-term injuries, you're going to be able to do less of the outdoor stuff. You're going to be able to do less of the fun stuff like reading,
right,
all the things that make your life worth living, and you can't get compensated for that if the jury determines that you don't have a seatbelt. You'll get your medical bills, but that's not even breaking even on any of these cases. Plus, your injury is likely to be a lot more serious if you don't have your seatbelt. So for both reasons, we need to have seatbelts.
So you've got a neat little video you want to talk about.
Well, I have this video that I saw on YouTube.
Okay.
It's called Embrace Life, and it's just a silent video encouraging people to wear their seatbelts. It's on my Facebook page and LinkedIn and Twitter and those types of things. But it's a real nice video to remind us to wear seatbelts.
All right, Greg, a lot of good information there, and what may be common sense from time to time can have some pretty significant legal implications, as Greg was talking about before. And of course, if you find yourself in a situation where you need to give him a call, his contact information is on your screen, and head on over to his Facebook and check it out. Greg, thanks for joining us today. And stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back on the other side of this quick break.
If you want Greg to answer one of your legal questions, visit krextv.com, click on Live in the Studio, and submit your question on the right side of the screen. Watch Greg's segment every Wednesday on News Channel 5 at noon.